So last class we spoke of which remedy? Argentum. Aconite? We are done with aconite and we started with argentum. Okay. We will have a quick recall of what was told in argentum and then I will continue. A very interesting part is what I have planned for today's class. But before I take up that interesting part, what is it that we discuss in argentum so that we get some kind of continuity and I can go ahead. What was told in argentum NITRICUM? We mainly spoke about the introduction. The introductory part was what was told. And under introduction we spoke of sphere of action, then elements from, and the last topic we spoke was the physical appearance. How do they look? That was what we tried to understand and we tried to discuss. Okay. So in short, sphere of action, where do you see argentum acting? Eyes? Yes. Mucous membrane, good. GIT, stomach, cartilages, very good. CNS, nervous system. Okay. Skin, good. And elements from? Elements from? Anxiety, good. Okay. Anxiety, fear, good. Fright, okay. Eating ice cubes. I had given you a list of elements. Anticipation, cold things, special ice cubes, and tobacco, sexual excess, worry, mental worry, okay. And how are they physically? One beautiful word I mentioned. That's very good. Prematurely old. People who look prematurely old. I gave an example. His age might be 30, but for you, he looks like 45, 50. He looks aged. He looks aged. Okay. So that's what we are trying to understand in argentum. No issues. So in argentum. So we will quickly look at a very important part. So this is one remedy we often use in clinics. Okay, and it's a deep acting remedy. It has a lot of mental symptoms to do with mind. So next 30-40 minutes or 30 minutes we'll try to understand mind of argentum. Okay, and I also try to limit keeping the students that I'm trying to talk. Second year student, what information you need, that much will be told. Okay, yeah. So we spoke of aconite, a large a remedy which was told last was aconite. Aconite had a lot of mental symptoms. Okay, and any other polyphase that's been done? Epis, yes, we also did epis. Calcareous, yes, calcareous had a lot of mental symptoms. And then sulfur, is sulfur done? Calcareous sulfur, okay. Silicea, yes, silicea has got a lot of mind symptoms. Arnica, yeah, arnica also has a lot of mental symptoms. See, to keep very simple, we have different ways of classifying people based on their mentals. One simple way of classifying people is, whether they are introvert or extrovert. This is the basic classification I am trying to tell you. So what do you understand by an introvert? Introvert are those people who are reserved, very good. They are reserved. They don't open up, good. Then likes to be alone. They don't interact much. They want their personal space, beautiful, good, agreed. What else? They don't want to be around people. They like to be alone. Okay. Don't keep. Okay. Yeah. Chalo. And when you talk of an extrovert,
outspoken.
Extrovert. See. Yeah. One of your friends. The last point she was trying to mention is shy. Reserved people could be shy. Okay. See again, if you look at reserved, The next question that will come up is why a given person is reserved. So one reason could be shyness. Okay. So I will not go into that details, but good. Okay. So what I was trying to tell you is, basically as a homeopath, the first step you need to understand is when you look at a person or when you are interacting with a person, this is the first thing that will come up. Is he a reserved person or is he an extroverted person? Who is an extroverted person? Somebody who is outspoken. Many times we have people, in our clinic, they enter and they go on and on and on. And what is the case taking that has been taught in colleges? We start with name. And many times, initially we were stopping the patient. We would say, boss, wait. What is your name? Fine. And then, now you start. So what we would try to do is, we would try to go with a pattern. Now what we are trying to do often is, we are trying to go with the flow. You'll be surprised, after 30 minutes of writing, we ask the patient, what is your name? We don't disturb him, because he's in a flow. Let him go. Let him start. They enter with a bang. And many of the extroverts, how did you identify extroverts in a clinic? Good evening, doctor. Hello, how are you, doctor? Assuming if you are an introvert, you'll be taken back. The kind of speed, the way how comfortable he is feeling. And many times they will give you this vibes. We know each other for so many months. Okay? We know each other for so many months. So that is the kind of vibes you get when you are dealing with an extrovert. Extroverts are people who just go on and on. Right? And extroverts is also easy. For example, when one of your teachers asks you to take a case in IPD, if the patient is extrovert, it's easy for you. And if the patient is introvert, it's difficult. So, many times we students have the common answer. What is that common answer? Sir, the patient is not opening up. So the next question is, how do we make him open? Where is the opener? These are the small practical issues we have when we start taking case. But also remember, not telling is also a symptom. Then, being reserved. See, my teacher would tell, when somebody says, they're not telling, he says that itself is a symptom. You get my point? Not telling itself is a symptom. Then, so when they're reserved, or they try to go more in detail, why you don't want to tell? Are you secretive? Or are you shy? Are you afraid? Are you haughty? There are many people who are haughty. Yes? Haughty people will not talk. They come to a homeopath and they will not tell anything. Why should I tell the homeopath? You are HNS, I will not tell. With my assistants, they have issues. And the same assistant, when they get the patient inside, with us, they are telling everything. And assistant is boiling inside. Sir, same questions I asked you in my chamber, and you did not tell anything. Now in front of my sir, you are creating a bad image about me. And after the patient goes, he tells sir, in a very helpless way, sir, same things I asked sir. He did not open up there, and now says, sir, I don't know. He's opening up. You are opener. Okay. So there are a lot of people who might have their own reasons. They open up, they don't open up. They might have their own conditions. So what I was trying to tell you is, basically when we look at the mind, there is something called as introvert, extrovert. And in further classes, we can also try to understand why somebody is introvert, why somebody is extrovert. Okay. Now one remedy that we are going to discuss today is a remedy which is an extroverted remedy. Okay. Then any other extroverted remedies you are aware of? Phosphorus, beautiful. Phosphorus. See, phosphorus is what I was trying to tell you. When they get in now, they give you that kind of vibes. Shayad, hum kabhi mile hai. Must be we know each other. For quite some time is kind of a vibe you get when you have a phosphorus patient. Very lively, okay, and they mix very easily. Phosphorus, they say, is like water. It takes shape of any container. Anybody. You are haughty, you are this, that, anybody phosphorus can mix, disperse. They mix very well, that is phosphorus. lachesis is also an extroverted remedy. Somebody will talk to you about phosphorus, somebody will talk to you about lachesis also. But what I want you to understand is, there are few remedies who are extroverted. And phosphorus, lachesis, sulfur. Right? These are few examples. As a second year student, you should be aware of. Okay? When you talk of introverted, exact opposite is what you have more of nitrums. Nitromure, Cilicia, Lycopodium. Right? I mean, there can be a mixture also, we'll discuss later. So what I want to try to tell you here is, ARGENTUM, the remedy that we have planned for today, ARGENTUM is an extroverted person. Right? So extroverted, you saw this, assuming is ARGENTUM. I mean, they mix very easily. There is no hesitation, they mix. So ARGENTUM is extroverted, and I'm just trying to give you the key points of ARGENTUM. They're very, very hurried. I mean, I know, he's looking at watch, not necessarily out of punctuality. You might look at watch, it's not at 3 o'clock. It does not mean you are punctual. You are hurried. Class abhi tak khatam nahi hua. Okay, so doesn't mean our watch they grow the punctual. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है. So why each of them keep looking at watch can be because of different reasons. So ARGENTUM, is a very hurried guy. Everything he wants it fast. ARGENTUM wife will have tough job. For him, husband, अभी तक खाना क्यों नहीं आया? The moment she brings the food on table, मेरा शू कहाँ है? I mean, कपड़े कहाँ हैं? Things keep going fast in ARGENTUM's mind. Okay? So there is a beautiful symptom in ARGENTUM. Time passes too slowly. You understand? Can time pass slow? Or can time pass quick? What is this? This is our perception. Now our class is between 2 to 3. Few of you might feel 2 to 3 just went like this. Can 2 to 3 just go like this? No. For many, 2 to 3 might be sharp. It's only 3 minutes we have started. We thought it is half an hour. So this is our perception, this is our understanding. So time is time. 1 minute is 60 seconds. But what will happen in ARGENTUM is hurried. His mind is going fast. But time will go as accordingly. It can't go according to his mind. So ARGENTUM is very restless. ARGENTUM is very hurried. Gadbad. Okay? I mean, one of my patients, he was telling, he's a very hurried guy. Right? So he had some rashes on back. So I was just asking him, can I have a look? So he opened one button. He tried twice or thrice the second button, it didn't come. So you know what he did? He pulled his shirt off. What is this? And wife, the intelligent wife who was sitting next to him there, she was, take it, sir. This is what I meant, hurry. So I mean, I didn't give him ARGENTUM though. What I want you to understand is, they are hurried. If he was Pareta, what you would have felt? You would have got, see, assuming your homeopathy is hurried, assuming your homeopathic doctor is ARGENTUM, Pareta will be slowly doing this. And you, ARGENTUM, homeopath, what you feel? You just because you are hurried. So a lot of things we get in clinics. So what I want you to understand is, ARGENTUM is a very hurried guy, very restless guy. Right? Okay, hurried, restless, and you also see this. Quick, sab kuch, fatafat. Sab kuch fatafat. It could be our parents, it could be our uncle, it could be anybody. It could be some character on the TV, on the movie. Bus, many times. You will be standing after class, bus, 15 minutes you will be waiting. Some guy enters, abhi tak bus nahi aaya. And what is the feeling you are getting? Sala 15 minutes से मैं खड़ा हूँ, मेरे को नहीं लगा ये आदमी आके 2 मिनट नहीं हुआ, 1.5 मिनट नहीं हुआ, you'll be moving here, there, and अभी तक नहीं आया. So, I mean, not necessarily necessary they should be argentum. But at least as a homeopathy student, you need to understand he is a guy who requires a hurried, impatient, restless remedy. उधर मरेटा काम नहीं करेगा, समझ रहे हो? उधर कैलकेरिया काम नहीं करेगा, उधर अमोनियम काम नहीं करेगा. There you have to think of some hurried remedy. Arsenic, aconite, Restox, argentum, sulfuric acid. There are very, very hurried people. So hurried, impulsive. I'll come to the impulsive part a little later. And argentum, as a secondary student, you also have to understand that there is good amount of anxiety. Lot of anxiety. Which was the other remedy we spoke? Aconite. Aconite was also anxious. Argentum is anxious. Now what is argentum anxious about? Mainly about health. Mainly about health. Health of his own. Health of his own. And there was some extended point in argentum, not only health of his own, he can also be worried about health of others, relatives, friends. Now for example, this is where they become very close to phosphorus. When a phosphorus patient refers a patient, when he comes, the first question he'll be asking you is, sir, last week I referred my friend, no? How is he? हो जाएगा ना, ठीक हो जाएगा ना वो, आप देख लेंगे ना, fine? For whom you have come? For yourself. But whom you are putting first? Your friend. That is phosphorus. That is phosphorus. So argentum can be like phosphorus. They are anxious not only about their health, they can be anxious about others' health also. Others' health also. See here, it is different from arsenic. Here it is different from arsenic. Arsenic is also highly anxious, but arsenic is very selfish. Arsenic is very selfish. Even if he questions you about some reference he has given, it will be out of curiosity. It will be not out of concern. समझ रहे हो? It will be not out of concern. Phosphorus questioning will be out of concern. Argentum questioning will be out of concern. Arsenic questioning there again is out of anxiety. What if I get this same disease tomorrow? Can you take care? It is out of selfishness, not out of concern. So this is the clarity you young homeopaths should develop as you grow. Only then homeopathy will work. Argentum patient को आप arsenic दे दिया, it will not work. Right? Similia? Similibus currenta. So you need to be very, very, very careful. That's why you need to have a clarity. Anxiety of health, anxiety about own health, anxiety about others' health, and others' health, how they are. And this is what I was also trying to tell you, that they are helping, benevolent. Meaning they are not selfish. Okay, if somebody needs help, argentum will be very ready to offer. Arsenic is very selfish. Similar picture you might get in phosphorus. Okay? Similar picture you might get in sulfur. I had one patient, way back, must be some 15-20 years back, initial days of my practice, I had this gentleman who was coming from Tamil Nadu to Bangalore, and it was some 3:34 a.m. in the morning. And then he saw some man lying on the road and he was shivering. Early morning he was shivering. What you would have done? Okay, let's not go into the details. Let's come back to what this gentleman did. He removed his clothes. He removed his clothes and he gave it to him, he put it to him, and then naturally he was nanga and meaning the upper part. So he had to take an auto and he came back home. So helping to that extent. Naturally, even he will be feeling cold, no? So they will not think about themselves and they will be helping others. Fine? Which is again not good. Which is not good. So arsenic is selfish. Phosphorus, argentum, even sulfur, okay, causticum, they can be helpful. So the anxiety in argentum, I told you they have anxiety about health and anxiety about own health. What is it that they are anxious about? They have anxiety if they have some heart disease. They have anxiety if they have some serious brain disease, or they also have an anxiety if I have cancer. Okay? That's how either thoda pakda jaisa lagta hai. I mean, I have a catch kind of a thing. Should I get echo done? Should I get ECG done? ये heart related तो नहीं है ना? Let's roll it out. एक echo करा देंगे हमको. Is what he feels. Similarly, you might be having headache. Okay, simple headache, and they might come to you. I'm just trying to tell you how you identify them in clinic. See, what is given in your books have to be practically experienced in your clinic. Only then it's a beautiful science. If you don't apply, it's not fun. So how will an argentum come? He's got a headache, or he might be having giddiness. What will argentum feel? Sir, tumor है क्या? Tumor होगा क्या? Fine, it's a feeling, yes. Okay? And he might be having throat pain. Sir, कहीं cancer तो नहीं ना? Yes, argentum. There are many remedies. One remedy is argentum. Okay? So fear and lot of other fears, fear of being alone, fear of being in crowd, fear of meeting people, fear of meeting strangers. I'll come to it. It's a very nice thing. Limiting to the anxiety. Anxiety of health is so much in argentum that they feel, like referring books, and they can go to the extent of assuming they have some serious illness. Okay? One more remedy you need to remember here, people who refer books, medical books, thinking they have some illness is Kelkereka. He is not a medical person. Okay? But he would like to refer, see if I have this disease or not. Is more of calcarea. So, what is it that you see here?
Groups.
Very good. Group. Go beyond group.
Only single one is standing.
Okay, very good, beautiful. Only single one is standing. Yeah. Anything else? See, when I put an image,
Same people, sir.
standing behind. Who is standing behind?
Past.
Here. Okay, chalo, good. See. What is it? Losing something. Fast. Okay, good. See how beautiful your teacher can confuse you with an image.
Sir, they mingle with only.
Okay, mingle, yeah. I mean, see, one of my friends says, they're looking, they're eagerly waiting for something. They're eagerly waiting for the prey. Fine? Okay? Yeah, put back. I was happy you did not have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sir, 5. I didn't bring it to ask the number. So what I want you to understand is, in argentum, there is something called as anticipation. Anticipation. Very, very important. They're very anxious people. I told you they're very restless people. And there is a lot of anticipation. Okay? So 10 o'clock, you have your exams. At 10 o'clock you have a meeting, 10 o'clock you have an interview, whatever it is. So what might happen? How will the interview go? Okay? How will my exams be? This can bring in a lot of anxiety in argentum. Okay? So will I get a prey now? Is some deer coming or not? So a lot of things are going on in mind. Okay? So anticipation, this is a simple example. So many times, see, if you are telling names, you should be happy. At least they are enjoying all this. Many of us don't even have that privilege. So if somebody is going through this, you should be happy. Yeah. So we'll come back. So what I was trying to tell you, see, this is anticipation. I wanted to give an example for anticipation. And it took a different turn, which I did not anticipate. Okay, so what I want you to understand here is, like for example, somebody would have told, here, assuming your girlfriend or your boyfriend would have told, I'll be calling you at 3. Okay, so it's 3. From 2:30 to 45, when it become 3, what will she talk? A lot of things keep building up. So that is anticipation. So anticipation, or you also have anticipation coming up before exams. Anticipation. anticipation coming up before exams. One of the beautiful remedies for examination fear. Yeah, very good, very good, good. Yeah, I'm happy. I like the speed. Yes. No, she told it right, examination funk, if I'm right. Jalsimia. And she also spoke of Etusa. Okay. You can also add Celicia. You can also add Argentum. You are understanding the seriousness? When only Etusa was done, and in only Etusa it was told, it was so easy. We were all relaxed. Somebody comes to our clinic tomorrow with examination fear, Etusa. Now one more teacher came and told, Jalsimia. One more teacher told, Celicia. Now I am telling you, Argentum. So there are many more classes, many more material remedies. Now this is what makes material medical complicated. Fine? Now how do we make this easy? How do we make this easy? Each remedy will have its own indication. Every individual will not be Etusa. We are all different individuals. Few might require Celicia, few might require Jalsimia, few might require Etusa, or few might require Argentum. Okay? Now what will happen in Argentum? I told you when I did some other remedy. So this exam fear in Argentum will bring in diarrhea. This anticipation will increase his bowel movements. And I told you, where will your Argentum friend be before exams? Washroom. And if you are a very good homeopath, and if you have a friend you know, he is Argentum. So don't expect him at 10 in the examination hall. At 9:50 he will be in the washroom. Right? You are getting my point. In Etusa it will not be like that. Etusa he might still come. Celicia might still come. Celicia will have more of fear. What the questions will be. Right? And you would have worked very hard. And 2-3 minutes you will just see the question paper and you will be relaxed. Yeah, class, I have read everything. So that initial hiccups is what you have in Celicia. Etusa won't have studied. Or Etusa would have studied. Unfortunately, nothing would have gone in his head. And naturally he is worried. Boss, abhi kaisa likhna? Exam tension. So each of them, they have their own reasons. And if it is Argentum, it brings in a lot of anticipation. And then they have to rush to the washroom. So examination fear, see this stage fear. Okay. His role, and if it is Argentum, ma'am, please, ma'am, washroom. Fine? I mean, kids. Then, an intelligent Argentum would have gone to washroom and would have come and stood. So, stage fear, examination fear, or this, I told you, you have to meet somebody. If you read Dr. Kent's Materia Medica, you should beautifully, he has explained Argentum, mind. He says before an ordeal, before an engagement, before an interview, right? Argentum will have so on. And he has to rush to the washroom. So, anxiety bringing on diarrhea. Anticipation bringing on diarrhea. Argentum. Okay? Yeah, this is what I was trying to tell you. And you see them rushing to the washroom. Argentum has a lot of fears. They saw fear of health, and you'll also see fear before exams, fear before interview, fear before engagement. Dr. Kent says, for example, naturally these remedies were proved abroad. And he says, before going to church, opera and all is a old thing. Now we don't have so much time, but then opera, before going to church, Argentum wife knows where Argentum husband will be. Right? Before going out, they will be in the washroom. So, lot of fears. One very important fear you have in Argentum is fear of tall buildings. Fear of tall buildings. Fear of height. Argentum can't look at tall building. Why Argentum cannot look at tall building? Argentum will have a lot of imaginations. Okay? Argentum will have a lot of imaginations. Again, if you read Kent, he says, see for example, Argentum will get some thought. Please understand, Argentum will get some thought. What is that thought you will be getting? If I go like this, right? I'll go as what Dr. Kent has told in his Materia Medica. He He says, if I go like this, I might get a conversion or something might happen. So what Argentum will do is, Argentum will go like that. Right? So some thought will come suddenly and this thought will disturb him so much. So he has to take a different road. So if he is looking at the building, he gets a feeling. What is that feeling he is getting? The entire building will crumble and it will fall on him. Right? So these are all the imaginations which disturbs Argentum nitricum. Fear of tall building, okay, and fear of small places. Small places. Okay, like I'll just give you some example. Fear of tunnels. Fear of tunnels. Many times we have this now when a train, you are traveling, it goes into a tunnel. Argentum, stramonium, what will they do? They scream. There are people who will be screaming out of joy. They are not argentums. So why somebody is screaming? Fine? It is out of fear. So argentum patient is screaming out of fear. So fear of tunnels, fear of lift, small place. Okay? Fear of lift, claustrophobia, small places. There are many people who tell dum putra small cabins. For example, small cabins, they feel suffocated. Right? So claustrophobic, fear of narrow places, small places. Argentums will have a lot of problems. Flying. I told you this when I did Aquanet. I told you we had a patient, a Muslim friend of ours who wanted to go to Hajj. And he wanted to do Hajj, but then that's how flight mein jane ke liye dar hai. Right? So inshallah take a remedy and whatever it is, you will definitely go. So first this day we started from Gulbarga to Bangalore on an experiment basis. Okay, because Hajj, you have to go long flight, no? I also have to be a little careful because in between flight if we start stop, then it will become a difficult issue. So we experimented from Gulbarga to Bangalore and he successfully landed. No issues. He came back and then slowly he is getting ready to fly to Hajj. He's yet to fly. Okay, so he will fly. He will definitely fly. So what I was trying to tell you is close places, aeroplanes, crowd. Argentum cannot go here. What is this? You have some concert happening. Argentum cannot go. Right? So there are many people who will enjoy going. You understand? There are many people who will die going there. वो माहौल, वो मजा, वो चिल्लाना, वो आवाज. I mean, मेरा adrenaline बढ़ता है डॉक्टर साहब. Argentum का adrenaline क्या होता है? Because he cannot go in places which is crowded, in places which is suffocating, narrow places. He can't go. Okay. So crowd and I was trying to tell you about the impulse. What do you understand by impulsive? Impulsive, that sudden thought, that sudden thing which is not under your control. For example, Argentum is walking on the bridge. See how serious the situation is. He is walking on the bridge and suddenly what will the impulse come to his mind? What will be the thought that comes to his mind? Jump. And the impulse can be so serious. And Argentum many times avoid going on bridge. मेरे को bridge पे नहीं आना है. क्यों? सारा पता नहीं अंदर से एक आवाज आता है. आवाज बोलते हैं good, jump. And sir, this is a serious thing, sir. And I cannot control and I feel tempted. And मेरे को डर है कहीं मैं वो आवाज से चला जाऊँ. You get my point? So this is the fear Argentum has, and many times they will not cross the bridge. There are many movies. We had that Upendra's movie, Aishwarya. And there was a Telugu movie also. He can't go. Then the lady will close her eyes and if you are a beautiful lady, then maybe jump. And इसलिए उनको डर लगता है ब्रिज पे जाने के लिए, right? And they avoid, they take some other road because it's a very strong thing. Same happens. Dr. Kent says if he is looking into the window, see in Indian windows we have grill and all. I'm talking of foreign windows where there is no grill, open. If he is looking under the window, he suddenly gets the thought, jump. What is that thought? See, many people get beautiful thoughts. कितना अच्छा है, how beautiful the weather is. Argentum will not get that thought. What is the thought Argentum is getting? Jump. Jump. And you know, he has to literally hold himself because it's a very serious thing. Jump, jump, jump. And you know, Argentum is very impulsive. And it's a hurried guy. 1 minute he might end up jumping also. Right? So, highly impulsive. The impulse, that's what I was trying to tell you. Thoughts which keep troubling him. See, it is a thought, a jump. And why it is troubling him? Because it is serious thought. And again, a lot of others, if I am right, Kent says, he is walking. Suddenly he gets an impulse, walk fast. Walk fast. And you see, your friend, Argentum friend will be with you talking. You are all walking. And suddenly you see Argentum is going there. Kya hua? Hey. Some thought came and the thought says, walk fast. And is walking. Argentum is walking. Okay. And he sees this, what is this? Tape. What is mosaic flooring, or this tape. And he gets a thought, I should walk like this. Right? And suddenly, you'll be all walking and then you'll be surprised to see your Argentum friend. You know, he's walking like this. So sudden thoughts, they keep coming and they disturb Argentum. Okay? So very impulsive, very hurried. There is fear of walking on the bridge because he gets an impulse, he might jump. Fear of crossing. You saw that? Right? And fear of accident. This also remains as a remedy. Which was the remedy we spoke? Fear of accident, fear of crossing roads could occur, and fear of death. Again, a remedy should come to your mind. Who is that person who predicts the time and Daksa, 10 o'clock? सबको बुलाओ. मैं 10 कर, अभी 9:30 ना 10 को मैं नहीं हूँ, सबको बुलाओ. So, you can also think of Argentum. Right? So, predicts the time of death. Argentum. Okay? And Argentum, you also have a lot of things like I was just trying to tell you. The thoughts that keep coming. And see, like for example, they might be playing in a very safe environment. Okay? And assuming if there is some car coming at a very safe distance, Argentum feels, you know, the car will crash, the girls, and from here you might be shouting, slow down, aap log udhar jao. In reality, everything is fine. But this is the hyperness that you see, or the thought that comes to Argentum. Right? Okay? Because Argentum mind is always over-excited, over-fast. Right? So, Argentum, what is this? Argentums can also be very, what is this? I mean, many times, black cat is a bad omen. For example, we have a black cat crossing the road, then we go back. We go back. Or when you see something like this, you know, street road, something has been put, we don't go. Okay? So Argentums can be very superstitious. And again, I was trying to tell you, this is the last part of Argentum, the last slide of Argentum. Argentum can have suicidal thoughts. And Argentum will have a lot of issues when he is going on the terrace. Argentum will have a lot of issues when he is going on terrace. Especially when he is going to that corner now. Many Argentums legs they tremble. They can't go to the corner. Why they can't go to the corner? Because thing, that impulse which says jump. Right? So many of the argentums have issues looking from above down or looking from below tall buildings, or they can't even go on the terrace. Fear of going to the terrace. Okay, fear of looking down from the terrace. Many argentums can't look. So suicidal thoughts, suicidal impulse, jumping from high buildings. Okay, so this is argentum mind. So any quick questions, or as a second year student, what is it that you understood in argentum mind? First thing we saw is that they're extroverted and their mind is hurried, their mind is excited, their mind is restless, it is anxious, anxiety about health, own, others, mainly heart, brain, cancer. Then a lot of fears. What fears? Exams, tall buildings, ghost places, crowd, stage fear, crossing road, they can be very superstitious and very hurried and highly impulsive. Predicts time of death, suicidal thoughts mainly from jumping from a height. So this is argentum mind. Then next to the time. Okay, we'll take up characteristics. Okay, one second. What I did was, I told you about mind. So we'll quickly look at a few questions so that I will get to know how much you have understood and then we'll continue. Fear of argentum NITRICum. We just spoke heights, crossing roads. Okay, so good. Thermals of argentum. They want cold. They feel better with cold. Hot patient. Good. Physical appearance of argentum, we just saw. Old looking, okay, that will be sufficient. Why argentum NITRICum has fear of irregularities? Close spaces, they will suffocate. Okay, see, and argentum will also have this thought that the ghost thing might crush. Not aeroplane crashing. If he's sitting there, from both the ends it might crush him into pieces. Fine? This is a thought what argentum has. Okay? Impulse of argentum to jump, to walk fast, to walk in a specific manner, a specific line. Argentum. Okay. Why time passes too slowly in argentum? Because he is hurried. He is hurried. Okay. So naturally, when you are hurried, for you things will be slow. Okay. So we look at. These are all common and this is something which is uncommon. So we look at the characteristic symptoms. The first characteristic symptom of argentum. What is this? See, this is sugar. Is it desires or is it something beyond? Who is sugar like this? So this is craving. Craving. They are the people who cannot stay without sweets. Huh? Yeah, good way. See, I had a friend, in my UG. His box had a specialty. His tiffin box, lunch box, had a specialty. Any damn dish, I repeat, any damn dish, you name it, will have sugar on it. Okay, chitrana, any dish will have sugar. So, way back we did not know about argentum, but then argentum is a guy or is a patient who loves sugar. Not only sugar, they also love sweets. Sweet, sugar, cheese. Okay? Salt. Well, and one reason probably why they like ice cream is because of sweetness and because of coldness. Good. So sweets, ice creams, these are the desires. Yeah. What is this from the image? No, okay, spicy. See, this is burger, Dakar. Burger. But in Argentum is
Volcanic.
In Argentum, we in medical thing we call this as eructations. Right? The eructation in Argentum is like a volcano. It's low, yeah, like an explosive. Right? I mean, many times you would have heard people belching. Okay? Sometimes you might vomit, sometimes you might nauseate. So Argentums will have loud, explosive eructations. Belching accompanying most gastric ailments. One of our friends said, spearefaction stomach. And in particular, I will be telling you, there's a lot of gastric symptoms. Loud, explosive eructations. Remember, Argentum. Okay? Arnica? Arnica? See, never ever miss an opportunity to compare. How is it in Arnica? Arnica also had eructations. How is it in Arnica? You know, it's done. Huh? In Arnica, the eructations will taste like that of ingesta. Eructations tasting like that of ingesta. In Arnica, it will not be loud. In Arnica, it will not be like explosive. Okay? So, what is this? Diarrhea. Good. Diarrhea, what did I tell you? What is the cause for diarrhea? Anxiety. Very good. So, to keep it simple, in Argentum, you will have two diarrheas. Okay? Diarrhea which is coming out of anxiety. So, this is what authors mention it as nervous diarrhea. One. And second thing is diarrhea which mainly comes because of gastric. Good. Gastric. So, diarrhea which is nervous and diarrhea which is gastric. So diarrhea which is of gastric origin will be greenish color and it will be like chopped spinach. Good. Spinach. Very good. Chamomila. Good. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You should at least recall. So greenish mucus like chopped spinach. Okay. Chamomila also has very good, like rotten eggs. Rotten eggs. Offensive, like rotten eggs. Chamomila mind is different. Argentum is different. Chamomila ailments are different. Argentum ailments are different. Argentum mainly after eating sugar. See, the beauty in Argentum, not beauty, the symptom in Argentum, they are crazy about sugar. They are crazy about sweets. But what is the problem? After sweets, they will have diarrhea. Right? Then, mother will be scolding. कितना क्या खुशी से खाया लेकिन सब कुछ बेकार हो गया. Right? So what you need to understand here is like Argentum they love sweets. You'll be shocked to see them eating 8 sweets, 10 sweets, but immediately they have to rush to the washroom. Okay. What is this you see here? Singing good. Hoarseness. Voice goes hoarse. Hoarseness of voice. You will be told about hoarseness in materia medica, many remedies. There is a specialty in Argentum. When they go to a high tone, in singing, high pitch. I had a patient yesterday. She had a great singing career. She also got an opportunity to sing in the movies. When she went for the audition, she could not go to the high pitch. She did not have hoarseness of voice, but she could not go to the high pitch. And then the music director rejected. Sorry, we can't have. Okay. So what I want you to understand here is chronic laryngitis in singers. Right? When they go high note, when they go high pitch, what happens in Argentum? They land up with cough. If you are lucky tomorrow, you have a patient coming up and telling, Doctor, I am a professional singer, but the tragedy is I can't go high pitch. And what is the next question you ask? Why you can't go high pitch? What happens when you go to high pitch? I land up with cough. One remedy could be Argentum. Okay? Pains in Argentum. They have deep pains and they have splinter-like pains. Sharp cutting pains, splinter-like pains. Okay? This, does it remind you of any other remedy? Very good. Silesia. Good. Why Silesia? Okay, in Silesia,
the person.
It can help remove these things. And in Argentum, there are pains like this. Yeah. Conjunctivitis. I did not stop at conjunctivitis. I have given you some comparison. Conjunctivitis, conjunctiva looks like raw beef. Looks like raw beef. Okay, full red. Okay, conjunctiva looks like raw beef. Okay, and VSCNS, a very good remedy for convulsions. Okay, it's all like, a lot of things. It causes imbalance. It causes fertility. Okay, incoordination, involuntary movements, all these things. Now, one beautiful symptom of argentum, convulsions. Any idea? Any of you? Before a convulsive attack, the pupils will be dilated. What is it? In argentum nitricum, before convulsions, the pupil will be dilated. Very important. Okay? 1 or 2 days before the attack, the pupils are dilated. Argentum. Okay. Done. So these are all the characteristic symptoms. So what characteristic symptoms we discuss? One is desires. Desires what? Don't forget sugar, don't forget sweets. Very important. Salt, butter, and cheese. Get one more. Ice creams. Character of irritation? Loud. Like an explosion. Good. Loud irritations. Diarrhea. Nervous? Gastric. Nervous diarrhea will be generally watery. Gastric diarrhea is more greenish. Chops, that's good. I like it. Chops goodness. Done? And then we also saw that, laryngitis in people who go on high note. And it causes cough. Yes, then conjunctivitis. Conversely, you see a lot of nervous symptoms in argentum. They can't close their eyes and walk. They feel giddy. You will be doing that in your neurological examination. Your teachers will teach. The moment they close their eyes, they feel giddy. Should be wrong sign, some sign. You can just go back and read. Okay. They can't walk with their eyes closed. Fine. They'll have issues with coordination. They feel giddy. Okay. Any quick questions in argentum before I close the class? So mainly we are focused on 2 areas, mind and characteristic symptoms. In next class, I will be concluding argentum, focusing on the particulars and modalities. Okay, all fine, all of you? Chalo, thank you.